What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to CM Aviation. Hope you're on a fantastic day today. And today we have the NG model September 2025 releases for you all. I hope all of you are excited. I'm so sorry that I'm a few days late here to this. I've been traveling, as you all have probably been able to tell. But nevertheless, I appreciate Swag Ninja 84 for uploading these here to the modelairlineforum.com. Be sure to check out the website. It is really cool. But nevertheless, we do have a very small NG release here compared to what we're accustomed to. You all probably saw some of the hints, but nevertheless, that's why it took a few days for me to get to this, not too pressing, but we still have aircraft here and of course the complete NG evaluation that we need to go over. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So here's the Asiana Airlines Airbus A321. I know Neo this time, so I don't think this one with the Sharklets has been done, so nice to get some variation, and really any variation from NG is substantial and exciting at this point. So looking good with this particular aircraft, so that's a start. And we get another one. I'm not noticing any crazy differences. I might be missing it, but it's probably just the same registration if I had to guess. So, or sorry, different registration this time. So nevertheless, looking really nice. And I am at Anchorage, Alaska right now. So if you see me looking out the window, just getting a little distracted here with some of the aircraft. So thank you all for your understanding. I greatly appreciate it. Here's our one US aircraft for this month, a Boeing 747-400. It is the Boeing House 401 Papa Whiskey. Not too many surprises here. This was hinted at previously, so great to get this. It is cool to see NG with some great future US hints. We have the Hawaiian A330, the A321neo, and the JetBlue Duncan, so we'll be excited for those aircraft to come out in the coming months. Hopefully some more good US aircraft too. That is the 747. It's a nice looking aircraft, and might have to get it just because that's what NG's been wanting to release US wise. So I'm just kind of kidding, but anyway, it does have its purpose, and hopefully some collectors get some good use out of it. Huge fan of this. I believe this was a future release from a couple months ago, the Air Europa Boeing 737 MAX 8 Echo Charlie Oscar Golf Sierra. So finally a plane to cheer about for European collectors. Their representation this year from NG has been abysmal, for lack of a better word. So I'm really glad to see NG releasing this here. It makes quite a bit of sense, and a big fan in so many different ways. So it's very exciting, and I really appreciate NG doing what they do best right there. So that is definitely a good one right there. Very happy to see that. Okay, this one I'm very excited about. Now, I did get the Aviation 400 already, or I would have definitely jumped on this. I want the Japan, but maybe I'll find that soon. But anyway, we have the Cathay Pacific Airbus A350-1000 Bravo Lima X-Ray Hotel. So great to get this aircraft. It was very popular, and they've already sold out from various retailers for your Aviation 400 and NG models. So I think this is a pretty justified re-release. You definitely have quite a bit of demand here for this aircraft. So this one's a little bit more understandable. So yeah, that is a solid release right there, and I think that is a very understandable release. There is some more logic to that one. And I don't know if the thread broke, which I'm assuming is what happened. So let me see if I can refresh this here so we can get, because I know the release was bigger than 5 aircraft. It wasn't much bigger than that, but let me see if I can navigate here to get us some better reception so we can see what else is going on here. This would be the time for the internet to break. It's been working good all day. Anchorage Airport Wi-Fi has been on point, but let me see if I can get this resolved here for us, everybody, and I'll see what we can do. Just sorry about that, everybody. We're back in action here, but nevertheless, we do have another Cathay Pacific Airbus A350-1000. This is Bravo Lima X-Ray Oscar, so no shock here to get just a different registration prefix. But yeah, once again, it is pretty popular, so we know how we feel about the duplicates as well, but we've been over it so many times. No reason to get too far into it at this moment, so there we go. Okay, yet another EVA Air Boeing 787-9, this one with the 787 titles. I think this was done just a few months ago here, but it's Bravo 17883. No crazy remarks here besides that I actually am kind of interested because EVA Air will be flying the Boeing 787 to Dallas Fort Worth here pretty soon. So definitely need to work towards a normal livery, or in some capacity get one here at some point. But yeah, hopefully we'll get some more variety at some point, but I do believe that this was recently done, so no shock there. And just it's 8.3 and 8.2, so just the same duplicate situation, not too much crazy here. So that's what we have going for this EVA Air 787-9. China Southern Boeing 777-200. It might be a flat 200 here, that's what it looks like. But yeah, the Boeing 777, I can't see exactly what it says, but it says ETOPS flight maybe. I think might be promoting it, but anyway. Yeah, good looking aircraft. Not too many major notes here on this particular frame. It's looking pretty solid, so glad to see China Southern going strong here with this Boeing 777, and I think it'll definitely be an asset here. There's no doubt about that. So overall, a good-looking aircraft, and definitely glad to see it getting integrated here in the 1 to 400 scale, so not bad. This is the inaugural flight to LAX, so that makes a little bit more sense. This was on July 20th of 1997, so nice looking aircraft once again, and definitely glad to see this coming to fruition as well. And yeah, it's definitely interesting to think that it's already been that long, well, nearly 30 years since the Boeing 777 made some inaugural flights like this. So at least there's a little bit of sentiment value here to that one, and this one's 5.5, this one's 5.6. So you can just tell this is kind of a holdover release for NG. Tariffs could it be involved? Who knows? But that's what we have here with that aircraft. This is Pearl of the South on 5.7, so you have the tri-set complete. I'm not sure exactly what the substantial piece of this is. It's news to me, but there is the decal on the third one here because there's no decal on this one. But there is the decal on this one for Pearl of the South, so that's definitely nice. Have a little bit more significance to it. But yeah, another China Southern 777 and a small decal here to go along with it. So at least a little bit of variety, am I right? So can't complain about that part, I suppose. I suppose this is a new release. This, I think, what may have been their exclusive. They had an interesting CRP run where it was exclusive, and this was the model that was a part of it. It's the China Eastern Shanghai Museum Boeing 777-300ER, coming in at Bravo 7345, I believe is the registration. So definitely a cool aircraft. So happy to see them knocking this one out as well. And I do really like the livery, so definitely a cool one to redeem from that CRP exclusive event. And I think it's definitely a nice one. So it was pretty pricey on the points, so I did think about it. And it is a very exclusive, very limited edition run, but who knows, maybe I can find it at some point down the road. We'll see. But I decided not to get it at this immediate moment, but maybe someday. But it is really cool, and definitely continues to promote the idea of 1-400 being so diverse with so many opportunities with all these different manufacturers. You have NG, you have Gemini jets, you have Phoenix, JC Wings, Aviation 400, Panda models. So there's no shortage of quite an awesome variety here. And yeah, that is the NG model September 2025 releases. One of their smallest releases in a long time. I know March was a little bit smaller, but I don't think it was quite to this magnitude here, just with like the 10 airplanes. It's more like a Gemini jets release. Not too many thoughts, to be honest. I mean, you got the Asianas, so those are definitely cool. Sorry, just watching people run through the hallway here and make that Delta flight coming back to Seattle. You got this Boeing 747, which, once again, I'll the PA go. There we go. The Boeing 747-400, again, we expected this. This was to be expected, so there'll be a little bit more anticipation when there's planes that, you know, we weren't anticipating, if that makes sense. So we'll see if those come to fruition. You got the Air Europus Max 8. They're very happy with this aircraft. I'm very hopeful to see more good planes like this be made here for the European collectors. The Cathay is a pretty logical re-release. It makes sense, and definitely some good depth and a good opportunity here to build up that fleet if you're so interested. So that one's definitely pretty solid. And the EVA Airs are interesting as well. I'm not really sure what the logic is here. These were just done, so. But you know what? I'm getting another version of it with another registration. So for anybody fleet building, this is your opportunity. So love to see that. And then these China Southerns, I mean, at least there's some significance and some differences to each one. So that part I can certainly live with. So that's cool. And yeah, no stick on this one, of course, but it was the inaugural flight. So that part is very cool. Is there supposed to be an R in inaugural? I'm not sure. It could have been a translation issue too. So not too many issues, just a thought. So yeah. Man, what a release. 13 aircraft, 13 technical releases, it appears. And then you got this really cool China Eastern, which is a very neat piece of the puzzle. Really glad to see it done. And the Shanghai Museum seems pretty cool. So glad to see this getting featured here. And I certainly think it's a very good looking aircraft. So glad to see NG going above and beyond to make some exclusive planes. The better question is what will be going on from here. As I kind of hinted at, and we'll be talking about in upcoming videos, NG has released a variety of future releases. JetBlue Duncan, the Hawaiian A330, the Hawaiian A321neo. So there were some good aircraft out of that for sure, and also some wide variety. There was some good releases, I think a few from Europe and some of the other continents, so Middle East as well. So hopefully we'll get some good variety coming out through here. NG definitely, this is their opportunity to make a difference. This is their opportunity to get back in the game. I hope they do. But regardless, we'll be here to cover it, and I also hope to get normal release reaction to go in here at some point. I'm finally, this is like my last big event of the summer here. So once this winds down and once I get back settled in, I'll be really excited to hopefully be getting a live stream there for the release reactions here soon. So I'm looking forward to that. I hope all of you are as well. With that being said, that'll do it for today's video, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Just process. Do you love and love you do. My name's CM Aviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. CM Aviation is signing off.